Will be over 3,500 killed in the USA today from abortion. No flags lowered, no presidents crying, no media hyperventilating. A normal day. Abortion drives an intense debate on ethics, morality, and human rights. Abortion is morally impermissible because a human life is created at the point of conception. Therefore, the continuity of human life should be protected. Today, we'll be discussing the pro-life principles on abortion that deem it morally wrong and the opposing pro-choice arguments that fight for the protection of abortion. First, let's look at Marianne Warren's liberal view on abortion. Marianne Warren challenges the traditional notions of personhood and moral standing. She proposes a criteria-based approach called the 7 Principles of Personhood. And it suggests that fetuses lack the cognitive abilities necessary for personhood, and how fetuses cannot be considered whole moral beings deserving of rights equivalent to those of fully developed human beings. Warren believes that abortion is morally permissible because fetuses have not yet attained these personhood attributes such as consciousness and self-awareness. Although this is a very controversial take, Warren presents a compelling argument that prioritizes rights and autonomy of the pregnant individual while questioning moral status of the fetus. This prompts us to reconsider the long-held assumptions about the ethics of abortion, offering a credible framework for navigating the complexities of reproductive rights and moral philosophy. In addition, Warren uses the space traveler thought experiment in her argument. This thought experiment explores the concept of personal identity and its connection to consciousness and memory. In this experiment, we see an astronaut, Tom, travels to another planet where he is able to transfer consciousness from his body to one of an alien. Therefore, Tom's body remains on Earth and his consciousness is in the body of the alien. The question that is prompted from this scenario is which Tom is the real Tom? And personal identity is also challenged in this experiment because identity may be more tied to consciousness rather than psychological continuity. Warren uses this experiment to argue that personal identity is maintained through memories and experiences. So in the end, regardless of the body Tom inhabits, the real Tom is the Tom with the consciousness that has Tom's memories and psychological traits. When linking this with abortion, Warren emphasizes the significance of considering factors beyond biological existence when analyzing the moral status of entities such as fetuses and embryos. Now, on the opposing side, we will discuss why I reject Warren's argument and navigate Newton's argument, which I support. I believe Warren's personhood argument lacks moral significance surrounding abortion for a couple of reasons. First, I believe that personhood should not be contingent on factors such as consciousness and self-awareness. I think that it should be based on inherent value, potential for development, and biological criteria. And secondly, Warren's criteria solely focuses on the present characteristics, not the potential, and I believe that after conception, an entity should be valued and protected so it can reach its full potential as a human. Now we'll be looking at what Newton's argument is and why I support it. So Newton believes that personhood begins at the point of conception, therefore the fetus deserves protection because it possesses inherent value. And like me, he rejects that personhood relies solely on consciousness and self-awareness, and he takes a powerful stance regarding this, saying that you are human if conceived by humans. And he argues that a person and a fetus are entitled to the same rights and protections afforded outside of the womb because the moral statuses of both entities are equivalent. Regardless of the developmental stage or their cognitive abilities, the fetus contains human DNA and is part of the human species that is deserving of protection and moral consideration. In addition, Noonan believes the moral permissibility of abortion should not be determined by viability alone. He highlights the value of human life from the point of conception, resulting in the belief that the moral status of a fetus should not rely on its ability to survive outside of the womb. So, by terminating a pregnancy at any stage of development, you are denying the fetus its opportunity to experience its full potential as a human being. And this perspective shows a dedication to the sanctity of human life and the worth of every individual, regardless of their viability status or development. So, concluding this side of the debate, I believe that there should be no dividing line between permissible and impermissible abortions. Abortion should be impermissible at all stages of development because it is a violation of the inherent right to life. Now, furthering this debate, by giving a fertilized egg or embryo equivalent rights to those of a fully developed human, women's rights to make decisions about their bodies are being infringed upon. Women, as pregnant individuals, should have the right to choose an abortion, and their well-being should be prioritized. The pro-life side argues that the fetus is a human being and should have the same rights over their body as a human outside of the womb would. However, by giving the fetus full legal rights, we are now taking away the rights of the woman. The woman is the one carrying the fetus, so in the least, she should have partial rights to decide what happens to the fetus because it's also what is happening to her body. I think Noonan would partially agree with this argument because he would understand the importance of balancing rights and interest of the pregnant individual and the fetus. However, he'd still recognize the value of the human. Noonan would also argue that the fetus deserves protection and recognition as a human entity, yet acknowledge that when granting the fetus the equivalent rights to one of a fully developed human, there could be consequences, such as infringing upon the autonomy of the pregnant woman. However, in the end, Noonan, as well as myself, would support the promotion of alternative options that could benefit both parties rather than taking the route of abortion. So, rounding up this debate, we looked at the pro-life side, the pro-choice side, and an objection to the pro-life side that I agree with. And we could see through the discussion of these that abortion is a very heavy and complicated topic, but one that needs to be discussed in today's society. Some individuals believe in keeping abortion an option for everyone for any reason at any stage of development. Others believe in having it as a choice in few instances, depending on the pregnancy, and I believe in not having it at all because it is morally wrong. I think that there are definitely numerous alternative options in these types of scenarios rather than taking the route of abortion, and that we as a society and community should promote the importance of the use and easy access of contraception, sex education programs, support for pregnant women and their families, and adoption. By doing so, we can build a society in which every life is appreciated and supported.